Welcome back to Caroline Effect. If you've ever wondered why pulling away sometimes creates more clarity than chasing ever could, then stay with me because today's conversation may completely change the way you see distance, attraction, and emotional strength. What if the biggest mistake most men make isn't saying the wrong thing, but reacting too quickly when a woman pulls away? What if the silence you're afraid of is actually giving you the greatest opportunity to regain your confidence and change the entire dynamic? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why calmness is often more powerful than chasing, and how emotional strength can completely transform the outcome. Sometimes a woman who once seemed excited to talk with you suddenly becomes quiet. The conversations that once flowed naturally begin to fade. Her replies become shorter, take longer to arrive, or stop altogether. When that happens, it's easy to turn the focus inward. You start replaying conversations, looking for something you might have said or done wrong. You wonder if you missed a sign, or if the relationship changed without you noticing. That kind of uncertainty can be emotionally exhausting. The mind naturally wants answers, and when they aren't available, it often fills the silence with assumptions. The more you overthink, the heavier the situation begins to feel. What started as confusion can quickly become stress, making it difficult to concentrate, relax, or even enjoy your day. Many people respond by doing more. They send another message, ask for reassurance, or try to fix a problem that hasn't even been clearly identified. While that reaction is understandable, it often creates more pressure instead of bringing people closer. Human beings naturally seek connection when they feel uncertain, but constantly chasing certainty can have the opposite effect. It's important to remember that someone's need for distance isn't always a reflection of your value. People step back for many reasons. They may be overwhelmed, dealing with personal challenges, processing emotions, or simply needing time alone. Just as our minds sometimes need quiet to regain balance, people also need space to sort through their feelings. When that space isn't respected, even good intentions can feel overwhelming. This is why your response becomes more important than the silence itself. If you react from panic, you may increase your own emotional stress and become trapped in a cycle of anxiety and dependency. But if you respond with patience and self-control, you protect both your peace of mind and your confidence. Instead of making the situation the center of your life, bring your attention back to yourself. Stay committed to your daily routine. Exercise. Spend time with people who genuinely support you. Work toward your goals and make room for activities that help you feel grounded. These simple habits calm the nervous system and allow you to think with greater clarity instead of reacting emotionally. Healthy silence isn't about punishment or playing emotional games. It's about emotional balance. It shows that you can handle uncertainty without abandoning yourself in the process. When you stay calm, you create space for understanding to develop naturally, both within yourself and, if the situation allows, within the other person as well. In many ways, this experience has less to do with the relationship and more to do with your own emotional strength. Learning to remain steady when life feels uncertain is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. It strengthens your self-respect, supports your mental well-being, and helps you make thoughtful decisions instead of impulsive ones. There's another important piece that many people overlook. When someone becomes distant, the brain often interprets it as rejection. It doesn't only affect your thoughts, your body responds too. You may notice tension, restlessness, difficulty sleeping, or a constant urge to check your phone. These reactions are signs that your nervous system feels unsettled, not proof that you've lost the relationship. Recognizing this changes everything. Instead of letting fear dictate your next move, you become aware of what's happening inside you. If you immediately push for answers or repeatedly try to reconnect, the other person may feel even more pressure, especially if they're already emotionally overwhelmed. Rather than encouraging closeness, it can make them retreat even further. Giving someone room to breathe doesn't mean ignoring your emotions or pretending they don't exist. It simply means you acknowledge what you're feeling, without allowing those emotions to control your actions. You can still feel disappointed, confused, or hurt, and those feelings are completely normal. The real strength lies in responding with patience, emotional awareness, and self-control, instead of acting from fear. Before we continue, think about what happens when you refuse to react in the heat of emotion. That small decision can completely change the direction of your healing. Instead of letting uncertainty control you, you begin taking control of yourself. And that's where real emotional strength begins. One of the healthiest things you can do is simply pause. Give yourself permission to slow down instead of reacting immediately. A few deep breaths, a little time to reflect, and allowing your emotions to settle can stop you from making choices you'll later wish you hadn't. Emotional maturity isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about caring without letting your emotions make every decision for you. Just as important is protecting your daily routine. When all of your attention becomes focused on one person's silence, every other part of your life can start to suffer. Your sleep becomes inconsistent, your concentration fades, your motivation drops. Before long, your entire emotional state revolves around whether someone replies to a message. That's why it's so important to bring your focus back to yourself. Invest your energy in your work, your health, your family, your hobbies, and the goals that continue to move your life forward. Every step you take toward your own well-being helps rebuild your confidence and restores a sense of stability. It also helps to change the question you're asking yourself. Instead of constantly wondering, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What is this experience teaching me?" That simple shift changes your perspective. Rather than becoming trapped in frustration, you begin discovering valuable lessons about communication, emotional readiness, compatibility, and the kind of relationship you truly want. Sometimes distance reveals things that constant closeness never could. Silence doesn't have to be viewed as punishment or rejection. Sometimes it's simply space. Space that allows emotions to settle, thoughts to become clearer, and both people to understand themselves more honestly. Choosing not to force an outcome doesn't mean you've stopped caring. It means you've decided to respect both your own emotional health and the other person's need for breathing room. That's not weakness, it's emotional balance. As the days pass, something remarkable often begins to happen. The overwhelming emotions that once dominated your mind slowly lose their intensity. Your thoughts become more organized, your nervous system begins to calm. Problems that once felt enormous no longer seem impossible. This is what emotional regulation looks like. Giving yourself time creates clarity that panic never can. Once you're in that calmer state, your decisions naturally become wiser. If the other person reaches out again, you're able to respond with confidence instead of fear. Your conversations become healthier because they come from self-respect rather than desperation. And if they never return, you still come away stronger because you never abandoned yourself while trying to hold on to someone else. Perhaps one of the greatest gifts this process offers is self-trust. Every time you remain calm instead of reacting impulsively, you prove to yourself that your emotional stability isn't controlled by someone else's choices. That realization changes everything. You stop relying on external validation and begin finding security within yourself. That inner confidence doesn't just improve your relationships, it strengthens every part of your life. Every relationship, whether it lasts or ends, leaves behind an important lesson. Moments of distance reveal how you respond to uncertainty, how you manage emotional discomfort, and how deeply you value yourself. Those lessons shape you into someone capable of building healthier, more respectful relationships in the future. Personal growth rarely happens when everything feels comfortable. It happens when you learn to move through uncomfortable moments with patience and awareness. Choosing not to chase someone isn't an act of indifference, it's an act of respect. Respect for your own boundaries and respect for theirs. Just as the body needs time to recover after physical effort, the heart also needs moments of quiet. Within that quiet, emotions become clearer, perspectives change, and genuine feelings have room to emerge naturally. In the end, your goal should never be controlling another person's decisions. Your greatest responsibility is learning to manage your own. When you stay steady during uncertain times, you protect your peace, preserve your dignity, and strengthen your emotional well-being. Whether that relationship finds its way back or becomes part of your past, you move forward with greater wisdom, greater confidence, and a stronger sense of who you are. So whenever silence enters your life again, remember this. Stay grounded, care for your body, protect your mind, and trust the value of patience. Some of life's biggest breakthroughs don't happen through chasing answers. They happen when you slow down, remain centered, and allow time to reveal what rushing never could. You cannot control another person's choices, but you can always control your own response. The moment you choose patience over panic, self-respect over chasing, and inner peace over emotional urgency, you become stronger, regardless of the outcome. If this message helped you see relationships from a healthier perspective, subscribe to Caroline Effect, leave a comment with your thoughts, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, stay calm, stay confident, and always choose your own peace first.